welcome to the show. We got another great edition of Bring It in the House podcast show where we spotlight musicians, entertainers, artists, and leaders. Get your meal. We got a great meal for you tonight. This beautiful lady right here, guys, she is founder of Pate Magazine, and we're going to tell you what that acronym stands for shortly. She's a singer, a mom, a wife, a beautiful spirit in the Lord. Let's welcome LJ Thomas.
Yay! Hello, everyone.
But we want to remind you of what Pate Magazine stands for: Positive Authors, Teachers, and Entrepreneurs. So if you haven't seen this magazine before, we're going to put the website up there where you can go to her website and find out more. She is a phenomenal. Look at this. Go here. Ta-da.
Ta-da.
Go there and you'll find out so much. She's written children's book, adults books, you name it. She's a singer, songwriter. Am I right?
Yeah.
We want the world to know about all your great talent.
Yeah, my husband is a singer-songwriter musician, and so I dabble in it a little bit with him, and every now and then he'll get me to record a song for him. As a matter of fact, he's been pestering me about going in the studio now. But I've been doing that probably, since I met him, 1986. So since 1986, I've been doing that. Writing is my first language. So I focus mainly on writing. That would be books, clearly magazines, articles, both fiction and nonfiction. And as you mentioned, I have children's books. I have a series of children's books called Leo Learns About. It's a collection of books that I actually write with my grandson. He decided actually that I should write a book and that he should help me write the book when he was 4 years old. So since he's 14 now, so that's 10 years. And he decided that he would give me the topics that we would be focusing on in the books. And he gave all of them to me at one time. So at 4 years old, he's a very intelligent little boy. And that series has continued. Then I have a collection of short stories from the What Is This World Coming To? A collection of sci-fi, horror, conspiracy stories. And then I have a collection of short stories from And I Trusted You, which was my best-selling short story collection back in 2014, 12, somewhere back in there. It's unavailable right now, but that's what made me a best-selling author. And then I have a series of books called, I call it the Kill series because it's Kidnapped in Love. And so there's Kidnapped in Love, there's Kidnapped in Love 2, Backfire, and Kidnapped in Love 3, Satisfaction, will be coming out sometime in 2026. That will be the last book in the trilogy. And then I have a bunch of nonfiction work. I have a book called Bad Nerves, Living with MS, because I live with multiple sclerosis. That's what MS stands for. Then I have a book called Tales of Survival, Domestic Violence, because I'm a domestic violence advocate and survivor. Then I have a book called The Pursuit of Nappiness, because I have natural hair. And
beautiful.
Thank you so much. It was a journey. Let me tell you. So I start from my childhood and go all the way up until probably about 7 or 8 years ago, growing my hair and all the things that I went through and so forth. And then I have some other things. I have some articles around the world and in other magazines. I write for other magazines. I actually write for Black Link magazine with Marva Brown Thomas. I write for her. And I've written for regional magazines in the Southeast. I've been published on websites. I've edited books for best-selling authors, and I've just been fortunate to be involved in all these different mediums. But again, writing is my first language. It's what I absolutely love to do. So
yes. And like we tried to talk on it earlier, but there was a lot of choppiness, and I don't know if people heard it, but we did mention about your podcast. You've had your own podcast show called Purely Positive, and you can see it on Amazon Fire TV. Am I right?
You are absolutely right. That is my flagship show called Purely Positive Show. And we spotlight positive people doing positive things for a positive community.
Yeah.
And I'm on hiatus right now because I've been taking care of a sick family member, but that is going to be coming back this year, 2026. In addition to that show, I also have South Carolina Gets Lit, which is a show which features artists, authors, and books. So, authors and books are on South Carolina Gets Lit, and we spotlight positive books, of course. Then there is Positive Business, where it's a 30-minute infomercial about your business, your brand. And then we have a show called Art, Arts, and Mo Arts, where we feature any kind of artist. You can sculpt, you can paint, you can juggle, you can dance, you can sing, you can write, you can draw. You can do all of that, and you can do it live on the air during the show. So my husband hosts that, Jazz C of Jamila Jazz Productions. He hosts that show because writing is my thing, writing in business. But those are the four shows that we have. And then I'm thinking about doing a children's show, but I haven't figured out how I want to do it yet. So sometime this year, 2026, you may see another show pop up for children.
Wow.
Oh, I have a documentary. I forgot about that.
Get your documentary. Gosh. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so the high school that I went to, Wilson High School, is in Florence, South Carolina, and it was started by the Freedmen's Bureau. And a lot of people don't know who they are or what they did. So the documentary focuses on the telling of that and what this school does, because in this year, 2026, Wilson High School will have been established for 160 years. It is one of the oldest schools in the country, and it's a Black school, predominantly Black. But it was started right at the start of Reconstruction in 1866 by the Freedmen's Bureau. So watch out for that. The title of the documentary is going to be Still Free: The Legacy of Wilson. And that will be coming in 2026. We are going to be finishing it up. I have most of the interviews done, and so now it's on to the editing and a few graphics. So check the website frequently, because when we post it, we're going to have it featured, of course, on social media. And I'm looking at interviewing it in Sundance Festival, all those kinds of things, festivals and fairs, for wider recognition. And there may be a book in the works, according to the head curator of the Florence County Museum, who told me you really should write a book. So if I can get him to co-author it, then yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. Definitely.
Exciting. Oh my goodness. Now we kind of touched on this subject. You told me about the spark, where it came from. You started your magazine during COVID, when everybody slowed down. And that's when this idea, like, you should start a magazine. And now look at you. What, 6 years later? 6 years later, strong. Page Magazine. Oh my gosh, I know that makes you feel really good when you think about that timeline.
It does. And I have to give Marva Brown Thomas a lot of credit, because I was on Instagram and I was looking for magazines that featured African Americans, and her magazine popped up. And so I contacted her, and she and I just hit it off. I really consider her a sister in another state from another mother.
Yeah.
I just love her positivity and what she does. And so she asked me about writing for her magazine, and immediately I said yes, because to me it was such an honor. And her magazine is huge. She does so much with that magazine, global distribution. It's just, it's amazing. And I've been really blessed to have that opportunity. And I've known so many people through her. You, for instance. So I am very, very happy that I reached out to her. She inspired me to do Pape Magazine. I really appreciate that.
Yes, I shout out to Marva. She is an amazing woman, and congratulations, she's receiving her honorary doctorate degree
She is.
April this year.
Mhm.
So kudos to Marva. She has a big heart, a big. She has long arms to reach so many people and help turn their lives in the different directions. I don't know if she's aware of how she does it, but she does. She has like a turnkey effect when she meet you, when she meets someone.
She
She
does.
definitely she brings a blessing with her. And like you, I'm so grateful because I know you because of her.
Right. And you're a friend now, so we are.
Yes, yes, sisters.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I
Yeah.
think that all the things that I do, from writing and publishing, I've had a publishing company, I've had authors on my roster, and I stopped publishing other people because I wanted to focus on my writing, specifically my children's books and the magazine. And then, unfortunately, when I had to slow down because of taking care, ill family members, I decided now's a good time to work on that documentary. So I didn't stop doing anything. I just put a stop to the shows for a minute. But believe me, that's coming back this summer because I miss doing my
Yeah.
shows.
Yes, I'm sure you had to prioritize. I'm about
I
to
did.
call. Yeah.
Yes, I did. I had to prioritize because doing 4 shows and taking care of someone, I just didn't have the time to dedicate to both things as much as I wanted to.
Mhm.
I don't consider myself a perfectionist, other people do, but I want it done right. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
means sometimes that I have to do it myself or get my husband to do it. He does everything right the first time. So I'm fortunate that he and I are able to run our production company. Did I say I have a production company? I didn't tell you that, did I?
Not yet. Not yet. You're on your way. I think when you mentioned him about his, and then but I think we kind of went in a different direction. But yes, go ahead.
Yes. So we have a production company. It's called Jamila Jazz Productions. We
Okay. Yeah.
do um audio and video, and he's also a photographer. He went to school for television production and broadcasting and digital filmmaking. So he's a singer-songwriter. He's charted on billboards. That was back in the 80s, but it's still an accomplishment. And so
Yes, it is. It is.
so as I said, he writes songs. He plays a lot of instruments. I can't even name them all because I'm only interested in the piano and the bass. But he plays more than that. But he has me sing occasionally. If he can't find someone else to do it for him, he'll get me to sing it, and then he'll tell people that I actually sang on it. Go figure.
Mhm.
But anyway, I'm happy that he and I are able to be married to each other and to work together
Together, yeah, be
because that's
partners.
that's
Mhm.
hard for a lot of people to do, but we're able to do that. And it is a blessing in and of itself because we might wake up in the middle of the night with something on our minds, and I might turn over to him, baby, look, did you think about doing this? Or can we do this? Or can we do that? And he never tells me no. Any idea I come up with, he never says no to me. He just
Oh,
lets me run with it. He might suggest something, but he still lets me run with it. And I appreciate that from him.
that is beautiful. That is so beautiful and
Mhm.
rare. It's
It
pretty
is.
rare. Mm-hmm.
It is rare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mhm.
'cause
He
you need that.
all the time. He goes, your mind, he says, I don't know anybody who can sit down at a computer and write a children's book in a day. And I go, I don't either. And he walked over to me and hit me on my shoulder. He said, I'm talking about you, crazy. I was, well, I mean, it just comes to me. You
Yeah,
know, sometimes writing just my mind, the way it works, things just come to me. I can look at a picture and think of a whole story.
story. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's your anointing. I believe that's God. That's a gift. Like somebody else would try to do that and they couldn't because that's not necessarily the gift or the journey that God has for them. So that is so beautiful that you
Yes.
do that, and you have beautiful children, or you have one or two,
I have 2 daughters.
two daughters.
I wanted to have a son, but that wasn't going to happen. So I think God blessed me twice because each one of my daughters has one child and it's a boy. So I have two sons, they're grandsons, but they're mine. My kids just let me claim them. They say, okay, mommy, let me tell you what your son did.
But these are like your bonus children, like some people say, your bonus
Mhm. I
children.
I have a 14-year-old grandson and a 6-year-old grandson. My daughters are, oh, wow. I have a 36-year-old child and a 38-year-old child.
And
Wow.
that's so beautiful. Yeah, you don't know. You wouldn't look. I wouldn't think you had a 38-year-old.
Thank
Uh-uh.
you.
No.
Thank you.
That's amazing. God is so good. It's so good. I was going to ask you. Now, when you first got into the printing, you were more on the traditional side. So a lot has changed through the years. Now it's the digital printing. I
Mhm.
mean, how were you able to adapt to that? You know, that change.
Well, number one, I am glad that everything went digital because I don't have to have printing contracts and distribution contracts the
Yeah.
way I had to when I first started out.
Mhm.
It was very difficult getting everything together and publishing a book, self-publishing. When I first started out, my publications were self-published, and I actually stuck with that because I like the amount of control that I have. I'm not um, I'm not boxed in by what a traditional publisher says I have to do, and then I don't have to worry about giving the most of my royalties to them. Get
Right, right.
back into my company. But the thing that I really like about it is with the digital platforms, I don't have to waste time having books printed up by the thousands to get a good discount in order to have my books shipped to stores and for them to carry them. Now I can go through Ingram or Ingram Spark, and they have a distribution platform that literally covers the world, and the books can be available everywhere and carried in books in print, which is what bookstores use to order books. So I don't have to worry about going and talking to these bookstores and saying, hey, I have to give my pitch to them for them to carry my book. I don't have to worry about that. It's all in the catalog. Bam, they order the book and bam, we're good. So it's great. I love the digital platforms. I love it. And
It's
even with AI, things are kind of up in the air as far as copyrights and legalities are concerned. But
mhm.
even with that being the case, there's still a level of being able to use AI effectively as long as you research what you're doing and realize that as an author, whatever that AI says, you're going to be ultimately responsible for. So you make sure that you check your sources and you
So
make sure that you're legally not compromised in any way so that you can go ahead and continue to publish and not have to worry about any copyright infringements or plagiarism.
yeah, that's good stuff. Well, Jay, congratulations! You educated us tonight. Those who tuned in, hey, you should have been taking notes because she gave you some good information. And I'm telling you, that professionalism, I love it. Congratulations on all your success. Our time is up. I wish you could stay longer. Any last words of encouragement or shout outs?
Well, we already shouted out Marva and my school, but I do want to encourage everybody to think about this. Every interaction that you have with someone can be positive or negative. You have the choice of whether or not it comes across positive. Think before you speak. Think about your body language and remember that positivity is a choice. Make it the best that you possibly can. And that's my advice to everybody in everything.
Amen. That's good advice. And yeah, because like they say, a lot of people don't have a filter these days.
They don't. They
They
don't.
just say whatever because they think it's cool to be cruel. I guess I don't know, but yeah, that's really good there, LJ. We love you. We'll be rooting you on. I definitely want to check out some of those books and any merchandise or anything that we might can go online to purchase.
If I can talk my brother who just started clothing line, if I can talk my brother into designing it for me, yes, I will have merchandise.
All right.
I got a maybe if I make him some banana pudding, he might do it for me. I'll see if I can work that out.
It's so good. It's so good. Ladies and gentlemen, you missed a great interview. Tate Magazine founder LJ Thomas. We love you and much continued success. And we'll see you guys next time on Bringing in the House. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Bye, everyone.